television. Greetings! I'm your Glenn Beck of Career Music The Long Wannabe, and welcome to the Switcheroo. Do you know what this segment on my show needs more of? That's right, more female vocalists. But one would imagine it is hard to find a band led by a female vocalist who can go through the Switcheroo. But you, my dear viewer, would be mistaken. Please meet 10,000 Maniacs. The alternative rock band who formed in 1981 and named themselves after a low-budget horror film, 10,000 Maniacs is a group who has gone through numerous amounts of fame and lineup changes. With such a calm and laid-back sound, you would imagine a band with this title probably sounding a bit more abrasive. I stumbled across this group while studying up on bands whom to look at for future episodes. So, yeah, I kinda walked blindly into this group. Not every band featured on the show is a big namer, folks. However, the more I dug deep into this band's collection of music, the more interest I built for them. Their limited history isn't anything astounding, but learning about the lineup changes and the multiple voices they had, it's quite the read. 10,000 Maniacs started their career in Jamestown, New York. Originally fronted by Terry Newhouse, aka the guitar player's ex-wife, the band saw a spark in a young 17-year-old girl who they had invited to come over to sing a couple of songs for them. This young woman would grow up to become their official singer of 12 years. Her name was Natalie Merchant. Born October 26, 1963, Natalie joined the band 10,000 Maniacs in its infancy when they were still called Still Life. She was, at the time, going to Jamestown Community College while singing for the group. As the band progressed from being a straight cover group into an original rock band, their notice was widened. 10,000 Maniacs went on to having their own MTV Unplugged, perform on numerous talk shows, and it made them a household name. While going through clips of the Maniacs live, Natalie was certainly the standout member. Her sultry voice compared with her hippie sense of style was quite the mixture. Also, you could tell when she was having a good time because she would dance like no other. Her smooth rhythm of dance moves was like watching a skilled painter splash colors up on their canvas with ease. Natalie was certainly a free spirit nobody could put a lid on. Just listen to her cover of Because the Night, which was originally written by Patti Smith and Bruce Springsteen. It's so uplifting! However, the time for her to leave the Maniacs came after those years of singing. She decided she wanted to go and work on her career as a solo artist. 7 studio albums with the Maniacs just wasn't enough to make her stay. Natalie went on to release 6 albums, and her fame continues to this day. But what was in store for the Maniacs? Enter Mary Ramsey.
There was no way of knowing, falling leaves in the night. Who can see where they're blowing?
Formerly one half of the folk rock duo John and Mary, Mary first drank from the Maniac well when she played viola and sang backup vocals for their Unplugged album. When the news that Natalie had left the group, Mary stepped up to the challenge and became the new voice of the band in 1995. Mary stuck with the group until 2001, until she departed herself. But much like Travis Warren and Blind Melon, Mary returned to fill the vocal slot in 2007. During that span of 2002 and 2007, the vocals were supplied by an artist known as Oscar Seville. I would go into some history or show you a video with them and Oscar, but this is the only clip I can find, so yeah, this period of the band I'll skip.
There's no telling where it starts or how it ends. Speak to me, we're building this thick brick wall.
Now the real interesting tidbits of Maniacs' history deals with their other bandmates quitting over situations and needing to hire others to fill the spot. The most controversial member was John Lombardo, who had previously rejoined the group after a long time gap, but he re-quit the band when he found out the other bandmates hired Oscar to fill the vocal spot. It's stuff like this which made the research aspect of this episode really fun, but we're not here to talk about that. Although I do recommend you look into it. We're here to look at which singer was more maniacal, Natalie or Mary. Natalie, for starters, was and still is a dynamite performer. When she had fun on stage, you had fun watching. She practically oozed charisma. Her deep and loving voice made me tilt my head back and kick up my feet, imagining a safer world. I even checked out some of her solo work, and while I like the Maniacs better, her solo stuff isn't bad. She still has that flavor which brings a smile to my face. Mary, on the other hand, doesn't have a sultry voice, but instead a playful voice.
These are days you'll remember. Never before and never since.
It's not as thick or as heavy as Natalie's, but it unwinds as though it's a cool breeze blowing alongside the countryside. She definitely has a more folksy sound to her vocals, which is quite nice. Some fans would argue it doesn't fit with the sound, but that's what I love about 10,000 Maniacs. Their instrumentals are so peaceful and relaxing, any vocal type can go against it and it would somehow work.
And ambitions of hope and resentment rise high, but emotions won't grow, and we're changing our way.
That's why Mary works as the new lead vocalist. I find her vocals as soothing as a neck rub, but I can say the same thing about Natalie. Both have splendid musical tones. I've listened to both versions of this band enough for me to go, this is a damn near standstill. I almost called it a tie, but I decided to give the edge to Natalie. She came first and had that sunny disposition. Her stage presence is a bit more fuller than Mary's. But again, when it comes to the voices, I find them both perfectly suitable for the band.
Hopefully learning why to see on the tide.
As a band, the group recently released a new album and are still trucking along as youthful as the first day they started. They appear to be happy, Natalie appears to be happy, and I'm apparently happy. I find this a perfect trifecta of happiness.
More than this.
How are you? Hi, Mary. Nice to see you. Hey, you know Paul is on?
And who knew a band entitled 10,000 Maniacs would produce this many smiles? I sure didn't. I'm the long wannabe, and remember, if it's current mainstream music, I am almost always bound to hate it. This has been the Switcheroo. Thanks for watching.